Something's brewing in Flowery Branch, and it could change everything. Just when fans thought the answers were becoming clear, the Atlanta Falcons made a move that has everyone talking. It's bold, it's risky, and it might just be the spark that burns it all down. With pressure mounting and playoff hopes hanging in the balance, this decision could define the season. What's going on behind the scenes? Who's really on the hot seat? And why does this move feel like the beginning of something much bigger? Stay tuned, because we're breaking it all down right now. Click the like button and come with me and I'll tell you everything. The Atlanta Falcons have officially decided to stick with kicker Parker Romo, at least for now, after the abrupt release of veteran Young-Ho Koo last week, a move that stunned many across the fan base given his memorable tenure since 2019. All eyes turned to Romo, a name that until recently, few had associated with the Falcons. Koo's decline in performance, hitting just 73.5% of his kicks last season, and his lingering injury issues opened the door for Romo. But after a disastrous outing against the Panthers, many believed his time in Atlanta would be short-lived. Yet, head coach Raheem Morris is not ready to close that door just yet. Romo's Falcons debut was the stuff of dreams. Called up just a day before a primetime clash against the Vikings, he delivered a perfect 5-4-5 kicking performance, including a clutch 54-yarder in the fourth quarter. That kind of resilience and accuracy had fans buzzing, thinking Atlanta had potentially found a diamond in the rough. But then came week 3. Facing Carolina, Romo missed both of his field goal attempts, and the Falcons were blanked 30-0, a humiliating defeat that raised more questions than answers. In response, the Falcons signed rookie kicker Ben Sauls to the practice squad, igniting yet another kicking competition. But in a somewhat surprising move, Morris announced that Romo would get the start again this Sunday. The message is clear. The Falcons believe in second chances, but this one might be Romo's last. What makes this situation so compelling isn't just the kicker carousel. It's the broader story of a team teetering on the edge, urgency rising, patience wearing thin, and playoff hopes still alive but flickering. Romo, who once told the team he thrives in uncomfortable situations, will now face perhaps the most pressure-packed moment of his professional career. If he fails again, there's no doubt another change will come. But Romo is far from the only player under the microscope. Michael Penix Jr., the Falcons' second-year quarterback and the team's biggest gamble in the draft last year, is at a critical crossroads. Through 3 games, Penix has just 1 touchdown pass on a screen to Bijan Robinson, ranking dead last in deep passing percentage and near the bottom of the league in almost every major quarterback metric. That lone touchdown isn't just a statistic, it's a warning sign. His struggles have rippled through the offense. Darnell Mooney hasn't made an impact. Drake London hasn't popped. Kyle Pitts, though solid in short yardage situations, remains out of the end zone. And the wide receiver room, outside of Robinson who leads the team in receptions, has failed to ignite. The deep passing game, once considered a strength for Penix based on his strong finish to last season, has completely disappeared. He's 1 for 17 on passes 15 yards or more downfield this season with an interception. That's a stunning decline for a player who threw for 316 yards on deep passes alone in the final 3 games of 2024. Offensive coordinator Zach Robinson, who called the Carolina game a comedy of errors, has responded by simplifying the offense this week. Whether that helps Penix regain his rhythm remains to be seen, but time is running out. The stakes couldn't be higher heading into Week 4 against the Washington Commanders. This isn't just another game, this is a must-respond game. A loss would drop Atlanta to 1-3, making playoff aspirations significantly harder to reach. And this isn't a forgiving opponent. The Commanders boast the NFL's highest pressure rate at 50.4%. They've allowed a completion rate of just 36.4% when blitzing and are among the league's most dangerous pass-rushing units. For a quarterback who's already struggling under pressure, this is the ultimate test. Penix hasn't used youth as an excuse. It starts with me, he said, owning the offensive failures. But words only go so far. The franchise didn't invest a top pick in him to have the worst deep ball offense in the NFL. With veteran Kirk Cousins waiting in the wings, the pressure on Penix to perform is immense, even if Morris insists there's no QB controversy. Defensively, the Falcons continue to show promise. Despite missing A.J. Terrell Jr. for a second straight week due to a hamstring injury, backup D. Alford has stepped up in a big way. His performance against Carolina, holding receivers to just 1 catch for 9 yards on 4 targets, has earned him the praise of the coaching staff. D. Alford was absolutely amazing last week, said Morris, noting his ability to compete and deliver in critical moments despite a questionable pass interference call. Special teams also get a boost this week with the return of Jamal Agnew, a much-needed reinforcement after the return unit struggled mightily against the Panthers. Agnew, along with Casey Washington, who's returning to help the downfield passing attack, could offer the offensive spark the team has sorely lacked. Injuries remain a concern. Kaderil Hodge and Nathan Carter are both out, but the Falcons will at least field a fuller, more dynamic roster this week. And that's why Sunday's game is so pivotal. It's not just about Romo or Penix. It's about urgency. It's about belief. It's about avoiding another year of mediocrity. The Falcons haven't made the playoffs in 7 seasons. Only the New York Jets have a longer drought. This roster was built to win now. The patience is running out, not just for the fans, but inside the locker room as well. When you lose 30-0, the mindset better switch, Ray McCloud said bluntly. It's the NFL and everybody's job is on the line, and we know that. Urgency better kick in or none of us are going to be here. So now we ask you, Falcons fans, what do you make of this situation? Do you believe Parker Romo deserves another shot, or should Atlanta be looking for their next kicker now? What happens next may well define the direction of this Falcons season. The front office, the coaching staff, and the players themselves know the margin for error is razor thin. With the NFC South still up for grabs, each game carries massive weight, and this upcoming battle against Washington is less about record and more about identity. The Falcons need to reestablish who they are, starting with their young quarterback. The talk around Flowery Branch this week wasn't about benching Michael Penix Jr., but about refining his tools and giving him the chance to work through adversity. Remember, this is a player who, late last season, was lighting up defenses with deep shots and poised leadership. The tools are there. What's missing now is execution and timing. Receivers like Drake London and Darnell Mooney are hungry to get involved. Kyle Pitts has been consistent but hasn't had the opportunity to be the red zone threat we know he can be. With a simplified offensive approach and better chemistry in practice, the Falcons are hoping those deep connections will finally start clicking. And with the return of Casey Washington, that vertical element might just come alive at the right time. But it's not just the offense. This team will only succeed if all 3 phases come together. That includes special teams, which must take a step forward with Agnew back in the fold and Romo getting one more opportunity to prove he belongs. The defense, despite missing Terrell, has shown it can hold its own. If Alford continues his strong play and the front 7 applies pressure, the Falcons can contain a Washington offense missing key weapons. The locker room is still unified, for now. Veterans like Ray McCloud are emphasizing patience, cohesion, and urgency. But in the NFL, results matter more than intentions. A win on Sunday could reignite belief. A loss could trigger major shakeups. So as kickoff approaches, the question isn't just whether Parker Romo will make his kicks or if Michael Penix Jr. will hit those deep balls. The question is, can this team finally put it all together? If you believe in this team, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and tell us in the comments, is this the game where it all turns around for the Atlanta Falcons? Or are we looking at more changes on the horizon? You'll get every Falcons update right here, first, so don't blink, and click the video on your screen now. Go Falcons!